What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be an archaeologist.
I've been an adult a long time. You know how many archaeologists I've met? 0. When you write something, you have this version of it in your head, and you have ideas about how it should look and feel. And I wrote the character of Arj thinking of myself, and so I knew how I wanted that guy to kind of be. Ooh, it's nice.
Like a glove.
I feel like Kevin James and Hitch.
Aziz is unique. He has a unique cadence, he has a unique energy. The idea that you can hear his voice or you can see his face, and with a second, you not only know that it's him, but you kind of get what you're in for.
Hey, how is the new apartment?
It's cozy.
Arj is a college graduate who lives in his car, which, you know, unfortunately probably accounts for a lot of people these days.
I did a ton of research and read a lot of books about people that were dealing with struggles like the character Arj is dealing with, to try to get that right. And hired this sociologist that I knew to kind of help me, you know, understand all this. God damn it, David H. Fuck my life.
I think the role of Arj is pushing him into places he hasn't necessarily been. In this case, this guy's going through it, man. He's really going through it. And what I would say Aziz also brings is the idea that aside from the comedy, there's always a little bit of humanism and optimism in a lot of the stuff that he does.
We get to watch Arj feeling like his life's not meaningful. And then he goes through a crazy turn of events, and we're following him on his journey of trying to actually see the value in his life. I think the movie has such a great commentary on gratitude and how powerful gratitude can be.
Arj.
Yeah, I'm here to clean out the garage.
Nice, nice. I'm Jeff, a pledge. When we meet Jeff, he is a very rich guy. You know, I bet he thinks of himself as like a pretty good guy, but probably doesn't appreciate how hard other people have it. I'm an investor, so he likes a long line. My buddy David Haberman, you know what he does? He pays a guy to wait in line for him. You should try that.
That's a good idea.
I think he learns to appreciate just how many problems money fixes and how easy your life is when you have money in comparison to how hard it is when you don't.
Anything where you get to see life from someone else's perspective is interesting, and it can lead to humorous things as it does with Jeff, but it also leads to growth and empathy.
Like, how do people do this? How is everyone not just miserable and angry all the time?
Developing the Jeff character kind of went through various modes, whereas this guy kind of a douchey guy.
I can head back to the cold plunge.
What's that?
It's like a really freezing cold tub of water, and I sit in there for 3 minutes, and then I run to my sauna for 15 minutes, and then I go back and forth 4 times. It's supposed to be very good for your circulation.
Does it work?
Honestly, I have no idea. If you need me, knock on the sauna.
Seth just brought so much to the character where, yeah, Jeff's a likable guy. You know, he's rich, he has his flaws, but you love Jeff.
You want some burrata? You a burrata boy?
Not really familiar.
Jeff is certainly oblivious, and he's a little bit selfish, and that's not necessarily his fault. We wanted to show that you're still in your own little bubble, right? You're still only kind of interacting with your limited life experience, but it's probably good for all of us to sort of expand that bubble and try to listen and open your ears and your eyes to people who are outside that bubble.
Nice! Burrata boys!
I originally wrote Seth as the angel, just a dumb angel, and I thought he'd be really funny doing it. But then as we kept going, I talked to Seth, and we realized Jeff needs to be someone that you can get behind. Like, he's gotta be a little bit of a douche, but you also gotta kind of like him. And then I realized, oh, I should just make Seth that guy, and then we could get someone else to be the angel.
I'm an angel. My name is Gabriel. I'm here to save you.
And so you start thinking about, whoa, who's this angel guy? And then there's the idea of like, well, what if he's an angel that's only in charge of saving people from texting and driving? He's a little bit of a lower level angel, but his dream is to be one of these angels like Stephen McKinley Henderson's character Azrael, who guides people, who changes their lives.
I put my arm on his shoulder and said, Kenneth, I'm an angel. I'm here to save you.
But then Gabriel tries it and it screws up.
You guided someone? Gabriel, you're not supposed to talk to people or be visible.
The idea of Gabriel being a lower order angel who has more mundane tasks, I think is kind of an analogy to how it is in real life for humans, right? So that was kind of the kernel of the idea.
Wings of Desire, one of my favorite films, has an element of an angel becoming a human. I was reading about that film, and apparently there was a deleted scene where they had him going to a bar and like getting hammered and getting into a fight. But I thought, oh, that's interesting for Gabriel. The idea that he starts losing his way a bit and, you know, getting a little lost.
I used to be a celestial being, and now I'm a chain smoker.
What really fascinated us in part was the idea of this immortal experiencing human desires and hunger. That really sparked a lot.
I'm with Jeff, but we're living Arj's life, so it's the hardships, it's the struggles, and the challenges of that. I step in Arj's shoes and get why he didn't have hope in the first place. For me, just during the course of the film, like when he becomes a dishwasher and he's in the kitchen, he's getting depressed, this innocence falls away, and I think his journey is gaining some wisdom. Felipe, there's something wrong with my check.
What's wrong with your check, Abe?
There's not enough money.
The characters never had to like deal with like the harshness of the real world, just like my character as I lose all my money. Once I lose all my money, I know just as little as he does, you know? And I think obviously that's part of the joke is like an angel that's fallen to earth and knows nothing is just as equipped to navigate the world as like a rich guy who's lost all his money. And we clearly bond over that.
Please don't give up on me. Do you want to wash dishes and smoke cigarettes, or do you want to get your wings back?
I think he learned through his human existence that you're not alone. The authenticity of one's life is the connection to other people. I love being human. I love dancing, I love tacos, I love Felipe, I love Jeff, and I love you.
It was kind of a wild idea to shoot for the stars and get Keanu for this part. I still remember that first really informal table read. I think maybe a hesitation for Keanu was that he was like, well, these guys live comedy, right? And I do comedy, but I do a lot of John Wick stuff and Matrix stuff. But he started doing the part and me and Seth are laughing and everything just started clicking. Over the course of that read, Keanu was like, this is pretty fun.
Okay.
I just remember leaving that little table read and Keanu got on his motorcycle and just rode away. And we're like, holy shit, that's like the coolest guy in the world.
Jeff, you're in shock. Wake up. Jeff.
Give him mouth to mouth.
No.
I was like, oh my God, this has to be Keanu. There's no other person that could do this. And then you really start dialing in the characters for who the actors are.
Dialing to the naivete of the Gabriel character and ways Keanu's gravitas could play in our favor. The way this character was millions of years old, but also had the innocence of a newborn child.
Chicken nuggies are good. That's the truth.
Keanu has like a ethereal quality to him, and I think you project a sort of angelic presence onto him. And he kind of has like a Jesus-y look a little bit. Yeah, and he just really kind of encompasses the role well.
Maybe you don't understand. I'm an angel. See the wings? Aziz wanted the character to have an naivete and like an energy to him.
Keanu was so good at just playing that innocence, and him and Seth together, it's so fun. I think Keanu went from being like, you know, oh, can I do comedy with these guys? And now he's just crushing. That was the funnest day where I'm just yelling jokes for them because they're still playing together. One more, you did this. You ruined my birthday, everyone. And action.
Just so you know, I blame you for this. You ruined my birthday.
Seth is such a facility with performance, you know, it can go this way, that way, it can go big, it can go fun, sensitive and soft, and, you know, he's funny as all heck, so...
Smite him!
I can't send someone to hell. That's actually not my department.
Good God, man, you were very unhelpful.
It's been fun to be Gabriel to his Jeff. It's very kind of like odd couple-y, right?
Elena from Lumber.
Arj, floor associate, sometimes power tools.
Elena is a hardworking young woman. She works at Hardware Heaven, obviously with Aziz's character, Arj, and she's kind of trying to put this union together to try to make the working environment better for all of them. It's real life stuff. We know they can do so much better here, and that's why I'm trying to start a union.
Elena plays a pivotal role in the story because she really represents not just a real-ass person, because we've got a lot of heightened elements in the movie, but someone who is part of that working class and shows us what it really means to stay true to yourself in your own life.
This is my life, and I have to fight for it, whether you think it's worth fighting for or not. She has tons of dreams, and she wants to go for them, but Elena's one of those people that's trying to see how she can empower not only herself, but those around her.
What we want to get across is everything's only going to be all right if people fight for what they believe in and fight for change. This sounds crazy, but we actually talked about Grapes of Wrath, the John Steinbeck novel, and something about the Elena character representing hope and resilience and the desire to keep fighting was really something that was resonating with us.
Just because you're not gonna be somewhere forever doesn't mean you can't make it better.
Nothing ever changes.
So what's your answer? Give up? Elena and Arj, I love their relationship so much because we really get to see two people build a friendship and fall in love with each other's journey.
I'm hoping to get another proper gig soon.
You'll get another one. Keep your dreams alive. And so I think Elena really sees him and she likes him for who he is.
Do you want to go to Paris this weekend?
What? But then as the movie continues, Arj gets the opportunity to see his life differently in a rich man's shoes. And it's interesting how their relationship changes. Money isn't really what gets you what you want. What the movie displays is that what really matters is our connections to each other.
You know, you're the only person here I wanted to hang out with, and everyone else is finally gone. What do you say? Kiki was always in the back of my head for Elena because I could just see her having that passion of this woman who's trying to unionize her store.
Are we gonna take the truth as it is? Or are we gonna fight back?
I do think that Elena and I have some similarities. I want everybody to feel good. I want to figure out how we can empower ourselves as a community. So I really love that about her.
Once Kiki Palmer joined the cast, you know, she just brought this warmth and electricity to the character that only an actress of her caliber could.
I feel like comedy was something that had to been bubbling in me, but ultimately being around people like Aziz and Seth, the greatest teacher is experience. We would do tons of improv sessions.
You want to try one where you go out and scream for God?
Yeah. God, it's time. Yeah. Aziz is encouraging of like adding lines and jokes and stuff like that, but we're not shooting it in like the way that we shoot some of the comedies that I do, where it's like cross coverage and you're just like riffing the whole time. It's like improv-y, but it's not like a riffathon. It's much more deliberate than that.
Working with Aziz and Seth, they both can improvise. They're amazing. But then also working as they craft a joke or a line or go from drama to comedy. So just watching how they deal with dialogue, how they deal with jokes, but also how do they deal with the truth of a character? And how do those things all mesh?
How about he's been in an accident. He's in a coma.
A coma?
How? He was texting and driving.
I thought that was your whole thing.
When Aziz chooses an actor for his film, he gives us permission to tell him about characters that he's written.
There will be a written version, and then in rehearsals, you know, Seth, what would you really say in this situation? Kiki, what would you say? Keanu, what would you say? And it just starts getting more and more dialed into who these people are.
You have to talk to somebody. There must be someone you can talk to.
Okay, yeah.
It's more about like playing with the clay. And once we've made the clay, maybe we're gonna like paint it one way and then maybe we'll paint it another way.
That's also great. Like when you start making the thing, it becomes alive and you come up with ideas and you can put them in very quickly, especially when you have people like Seth, Keanu, and Kiki. This is the first movie. I learned so much and I really feel fortunate that we were able to get it done and finish something we're all proud of.
All right, cut.
There's a part of this film that's about economic inequality and a comedy about that.
So what? I just go back to living in my car?
You lived in your car?
Yes, Jeff, I did. Why do you think an angel got involved? Because I had too many roommates?
It's a feel-good movie. It's communicating that there can be a good life, there can be hope in life, and not have a huge house and tons of money.
I get a job driving one of those delivery trucks?
Yes.
Why do I need a pee bottle?
Your deadlines are very strict and you don't have time for bathroom breaks.
What I hope people love is that having that experience, laughing, and watching a movie that is really funny and entertaining, but also gives you something to talk about afterwards.
We have to start treating these delivery drivers better. I'm talking benefits. A definite redesign of that rating system, and we are gonna start paying them more. And here's the good news. If you don't like any of this, I have the controlling stake in this company, so you can get fucked. One ranch, one star, bitch.